Hey everybody, Sol here again. I have only one rule here. If it's animated, I'll comment on it. And I have received a tip that there is a spooky ghost in my house somewhere. So I'm all decked out in my ghost hunting equipment to go and find it. Because I don't want no ghosts in my house. And, well, you know, all this talk of ghost hunting and everything like that, it's kind of reminding me of something actually. What am I thinking of here? Is it a Ghost Dad? No, that's not animated. Is Ghostbusters the animated series? No. Oh, right, yeah, of course. Danny Phantom. Now, luckily, even when I'm on my incredibly dangerous and scary ghost hunts, I still remember to bring Sol's history book, because it's never a bad time to learn, kids. Alright, shut up. Let's take a look here. Alright, so Danny Phantom was created by Butch Hartman, the man behind The Fairly Odd Parents, and that other TV show nobody ever talks about. The cartoon was produced by Billy and Fold Inc. and was distributed by Nelvana from my good old home country of Canada. The show aired on Nickelodeon from 2004 to 2007, with a total of 3 seasons and 53 episodes. Oh no! Ghosts! Alright, I'm starting to feel a ghostly chill in the air. So, I think to calm my nerves, I'm gonna take a look at these specters, man. To calm my nerves, I think I'm gonna take a look at another spooky specter called Danny Phantom. What the fuck was that? So, if it wasn't made painfully obvious by the theme song, Danny Phantom is a 14-year-old who gets ghost powers in an accident and becomes a superhero, and only his friends Sam and Tucker know. Danny faces off against villains both ghostly and human, while struggling to gain control of his powers and hormones. Sounds kinda similar to another animated show with a mostly green color scheme about a young boy who gets superpowers and only has 2 friends who know his secret. Gee, I wonder what that could be. Yes. My craptometer is telling me there are ghosts in the area. I think this thing's actually supposed to be used in proctology, but still ghosts! Oh, and characters as well. Danny Phantom is a 14-year-old young man who gets picked on at school by bullies, does not do well in his studies, and is a general all-around loser. That is, until he transforms into his ghost half, Danny Phantom, who flies around the city of Amity Park, blasting ghosts that escape from the ghost zone, and is a general all-around badass. One could argue that Danny's particular personality has been done to death in the superhero genre, but personally, I feel his close interactions with his 2 best friends Sam and Tucker are what save him. On his own, Danny Phantom is a little boring, since he's sort of a Peter Parker-esque young man, but he can still hold his own when he's in a scene by himself. When he's with Sam and Tucker though, he really starts to shine, but when he's Danny Phantom, oh shit dog, you better believe he immediately becomes more interesting. Not just because of his numerous ghost powers, but he goes through a lot more investing trials and tribulations than his human half goes through. Danny Phantom deals with hormones, Danny Phantom deals with malevolent ghosts. It's not hard to see why. When this kid goes ghost, he instantly steals the scene. As for Danny's friends, Sam and Tucker, they too are interesting in their own way, but one much more so than the other. Sam Manson is a goth girl with a strong will and very loud opinions on freedom and animal rights, which she takes to the extreme of being an ultra-recyclo-vegetarian. Sam is the main supplier of snarky quips, and I would actually consider her to be one of the unsung role models for younger girls. It's not that Sam is just forceful for no reason, she fights for her beliefs because she truly does care about what she's fighting for. It shows that she has very strong convictions, especially when it comes to keeping her 2 best friends safe from harm, but that doesn't mean she isn't completely incapable of showing love and kindness too, but not in a way that seems schmaltzy or out of character. Sam is the girl I wish I could have been when I was growing up. Yeah, I was a goth, but I didn't have nearly as strong a will as she does. On the other hand, Tucker Foley is a self-proclaimed techno-geek whose personality can be summed up in 3 words: technology, girls, meat. That's pretty much all there is to say about him.
I will say too that Tucker is pretty damn funny most of the time, but is definitely the least interesting of the bunch. Danny's family plays a big role too, like Jasmine, or Jazz as she likes to be called, who's Danny's intelligent, overprotective older sister who wants to be treated like an adult. After Jazz learns Danny's secret, she tries to help him out with his heroics, and honestly, once she starts helping Danny, she basically loses all of her personality. She starts out as being resentful of her parents for being so obsessed with hunting ghosts, but then just sheds all that once she realizes that Danny is half ghost. That may sound logical when I say it here, but in terms of progression of the actual show, it makes a lot less sense. Also, Danny's parents, Jack and Maddie Fenton, are obsessed ghost hunters who, well, don't do too much other than just hunt ghosts or scream about hunting ghosts. But that's not where these guys shine. Jack and Maddie are, hands down, my most favorite parents in any animated thing ever. Not only are they both pants-shittingly hilarious, more so Jack than Maddie, but they both have a close, trusting relationship that stems from love and remains believably strong because of their obsession with ghosts. Jack is a bumbling moron, but he has a fiery passion, and Maddie is a smart, capable woman who supports Jack, even though she knows he makes stupid mistakes. If that doesn't spell out a formula for a perfect relationship, I don't know what does.
Right. Yes. Yes. The readings in this room are most curious. Wouldn't you say nobody in the room because I'm by myself? I think I've gone insane. But before I go full mental patient though, let's take a quick look at the villains too.
There are tons of villains in this series, but there's really one in particular that I want to talk about in detail, so I'll just quickly lift off the other villains. There's Skulker, a hunter ghost who hunts ghosts. There's Ember, a ghost who hypnotizes people with her music. Johnny 13, a motorcycling ghost who acts like a bad boy. Technus, a ghost with command over technology. Valerie, another ghost hunter who has it out for Danny. And everybody's favorite,
I am the Bax Ghost, and I will have my corrugated cardboard vengeance!
There's a bunch of others too, but I want to get to the main villain, and that would be Vlad Masters, aka Vlad Plasmius, a man who has ghost powers just like Danny. The reason I want to talk about Vlad is because of his personality. There's something about Masters that I find fascinating, even though his goals are pretty standard, to say the least. For the most part, Vlad acts all high and mighty, and very well, villainish. But then there's this side of him that's much more fascinating, in that while he normally wants to destroy Danny, sometimes he tries to make Danny a part of his family, sometimes through soft methods, and other times through more forceful methods. It seems to me that Vlad himself doesn't exactly know what he wants, and that makes him much more interesting as a villain, considering the lengths he goes to obtain Danny as a son, but then immediately screws it all up by acting all villainy.
Describing every reason why I love Vlad Masters would take too damn long, and I've been going on way too long, so I think it's time to take a look at the good things now instead. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, this is getting spooky now. I think the spooky ghosts are closing in on me now. Let it be known that if I should die while hunting for this ghost, I want all my worldly possessions to be burned with me so I can take them to hell with me. I think I'm gonna calm myself down though, with a look at the good things. That always calms me down.
First off, the thing that makes this series good is its story. No, I wouldn't say it's overly original or anything, but when I say the story is good, I mean it's more well executed than anything else. This is a story about growth and the struggles of a young man who's given a great power, and in doing so, he gets great responsibility. Yeah, I know Spider-Man did it first, but whatever. There's just a lot more feeling, and a lot more energy, and a lot more meaningful character actions in every scene than compared to something like fucking Ben 10, which has a similar concept. It just feels like the story is being brought down to a relatable level, and maybe not everyone will feel this way, but if you were ever an outcast growing up, like me, you'd probably know what I'm talking about and agree with me that this show is a great catharsis, while still being smartly written and investing. That's actually kinda rare in cartoons, at least back when this series first started. The comedy's great, the character designs are bold and brash, dialogue is punchy, and it almost never has a dull moment. Also, the action kicks some serious ass, including all of Danny's cool as fuck ghost powers and Fenton gadgetry. and it just gets you all pumped up to go imitate exactly what you see on TV, because that never backfires in any way whatsoever. Note, we here at the EyeofSol show insist that you should not perform any actions done on the Danny Phantom cartoon, as it may result in your untimely gruesome death, unless they're cool actions, in which case go fucking nuts. Okay, I think I said everything I needed to say, and
Oh god, I think I just felt the ghost pass through me. It was like being slid over wet toilet paper. It was awful. That reminds me to do the bad things too. God, that was fucking gross.
I'm still alive. Alright, sweet. I guess I'll get through the bad things, hopefully with all my limbs intact. While this series is very tightly executed and smartly written, it admittedly loses a lot of its quality after a certain episode that I'll talk about later. I'm not sure whether it was a change in staff or a crackdown from the censors, or just that they were saving everything for that one episode which I'll talk about later. God, patience! But for whatever reason it was, instead of furthering the stories of the main characters with more intelligent dialogue, they instead decided to start introducing a bunch of new powers for Danny and a few new villains and more bland scenarios. Now, it's not like they're unwatchable or anything, but they really don't have the spark that the previous episodes had. Also, I think due to the censors trying to balance out the violence, a lot of the episodes have a moral shoved up their ass like stuffing into a turkey. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a moral in your show, but these morals are so bog standard that you would think they just ripped them off a quote-a-day calendar or something. Every tired lesson you were ever taught growing up is blatantly showcased in the episode that concerns it, and just makes you wish they'd get back to the punching already. Okay, my will is complete. Now, I'm just gonna leave it here, so that whoever finds my corpse will know exactly where I want all my shit to go, and oh, holy shit, run! Oh my god! Alright, well, I'm running for my life. Shit! Let's do something productive. Let's talk about my least favorite and my favorite episode, because shit! Now, there are 3 episodes in particular for this series that I don't really like, but it was really hard to choose between them, so I'd have to say that my least favorite is Living Large. In this episode, the Fenton's house is bought up by the guys in white, a parody of the Men in Black, and they purchase it for a ridiculous amount of cash. What follows is every last cliched moment from anything you've ever seen with the same premise about people who suddenly become rich. The reason why this episode is my least favorite is because I just said it. Everything that happens in this episode you can picture before you even press play, including the moral, which is money can't buy happiness. Gee willikers, I've never heard that one before! And you know what? Maybe money can buy happiness if you don't just turn into a gigantic asshole after you attain said money. I think that's a much better moral, don't you? Now, my favorite episode of this series is not only my favorite episode for the series itself, but it's also one of my favorite episodes for anything ever in history. And that would have to be the episode, The Ultimate Enemy. In this episode, Danny is desperate to pass a standardized test known as the CAT.
Did you say PXJTs?
No, CAT, which apparently decides the fate of everyone who takes it. After accidentally stealing the answers to the test by using his ghost powers, Danny struggles with the option of returning the answers to the test or cheating to ensure him a great future. But that future, it turns out, is dominated by a stupidly evil Danny Phantom, who becomes a tyrannical, near unstoppable threat to the entire world after all his friends and family died in a massive explosion which drove Danny into the arms of Vlad Masters, who then rips out Danny's ghost half, which then possesses Vlad's ghost half, creating a crazy hybrid of the two, and then now evil Danny Phantom blows up his human half, which kills him! Jesus tap dancing Christ! Do I even need to say why this episode is my favorite? Besides fucking everything, it's got time travel that actually closes its causality loop for once and fucking ever. It's got creepy love children of ghosts. It's got a menacing, terrifying villain, and just fuck, man. Every single second of this episode is just a ride, and I only love it more and more every time I watch it. But, as I was hinting at earlier, this is the definite apex of the series, and unfortunately, everything started to go downhill after this. But this is one hell of an apex. Danny Phantom is a show that, to me, falls in the middle of the spectrum of the action shows centered at a young male audience. It's not quite Generator Rex levels of depth and intrigue, but it's definitely way above Ben 10's cesspool of mediocrity. With its smart exchanges and tip-burstingly funny humor, great action, it's definitely a fun ride all throughout. It's true that the quality of the series does dip quite a bit and doesn't actually recover after the episode The Ultimate Enemy, but for what you get afterwards, it's still a great ride with some great execution, and I'd watch it any day of the week. I give Danny Phantom 3.5 eyes out of 5. So, Danny Phantom, is it watchable? Absolutely, yes it is. That's really all I have to say, just, yeah, it is, you should really watch it. Is it enjoyable? Well, if you're able to stomach the gigantic ham-fisted nature of the morals that get put into nearly every single episode, then yeah, I suppose so, but in general, yeah, completely, it's totally enjoyable. Is it memorable? Absolutely, lots of people have been calling for a reboot of this series because they want to return to the ectoplasmic excitement that it gave them. But, well, only time will tell if those wishes will come to fruition. And now, I'm done with that, so let's get back to ghost hunting. I think I can feel the ghost approaching.
Why do you hate me so much? What did I ever do to you? I just wanted to make you happy, to entertain you. Was that so much to ask? Why did you drown me?
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching my review of Danny Phantom. I hope it was better than spooky ghosts, cause I don't like spooky ghosts. If you want to see more of my videos, you can click the links playing in the video right now, or if you want to check out my various social media platforms, you can see the links there on the screen right now, or you can click the links in the description. Plus, I always appreciate a like and a share and a subscribe, especially a subscribe, because every time you subscribe I get a big smile on my face. As always, if you have an idea for an animated series or movie you want me to comment on, you can leave me a message in the YouTube comments on any one of my social media platforms, or just message me in any way you can think of to let me know what you want to see, and I will add it to my ever-expanding list. Alright, thanks again for watching everybody, and I will see you next week.